Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're diving into something straight out of sci-fi, really. Thailand has rolled out a robot police officer, and yeah, it comes with facial recognition.
It's called AI Police Cyborg 1.0, which is quite a name.
Definitely catches your attention.
Yeah.
So what's the story here?
Well, it made its first appearance during the big Songkran festival, the water festival, in Nakhon Pathom province. And visually, it's striking taller than a person dressed in a full police uniform.
Huh. So not just a small drone, this is meant to look like an officer.
Sort of, yeah.
No.
It's a project by the Royal Thai Police working with local police and the municipality there. The official line is it's about boosting public safety, especially at these massive events.
Okay, so it's more than just looks. Let's get into the tech. What can this Cyborg 1.0 actually do?
Right now, think of it as a really advanced observation post. It's on a wheeled platform, but it seems to be stationary for the moment. It's packed with 360-degree smart cameras, so it sees everything around it.
And the facial recognition part, how does that work?
That's the core surveillance feature, really. It's designed to scan faces in the crowd and check them against police databases. The idea is to flag anyone who's, considered high risk or maybe has a warrant out.
Wow, okay. Constantly scanning faces. That immediately brings up some questions, doesn't it? What else is it looking for?
It's also got behavioral analysis capabilities, so it's running algorithms trying to spot actions or patterns that might suggest trouble brewing, like maybe a fight starting or suspicious movements.
Okay. And weapons, especially during Songkran with all the water guns.
Yeah, they specifically mentioned weapon detection. It's apparently smart enough to tell the difference between real threats, knives, maybe wooden sticks, things that look like weapons, and just harmless toys like water pistols, which is, frankly, pretty sophisticated if it works well.
That's quite a claim. Is it working alone or connected to other systems?
No, it's integrated. It pulls in live feeds from other CCTV cameras nearby and potentially even from drones flying over the event. So it's compiling this huge amount of visual data in real time.
Giving human officers a kind of central command view.
Exactly. But, and this is key right now, it's not acting on its own. It spots something, it flags it, and alerts the human officers. It's not designed to intervene directly.
Got it. An alert system. Does it have a less dramatic name?
It does, officially.
Yeah.
Police Colonel Nakhon Pathom Plodfei. Apparently that translates roughly to Nakhon Pathom is safe.
Right, emphasizes the guardian role. Okay, so a robot cop, facial recognition, the ethical flags are going up immediately. We saw someone online asking the big questions: privacy, security, mistakes, bias. Let's tackle privacy first.
Yeah, that's probably the most immediate concern for many people. You have an AI system capable of processing just enormous amounts of personal data faces, how people move way faster than any human could.
And while that speed might help find someone specific the police are looking for,
It also means everyone else is being scanned, analyzed, potentially logged. That constant facial recognition in a public space, it changes the feeling of being anonymous in a crowd.
it really does. Does this fit into a wider picture in Thailand? Are there existing worries about this kind of surveillance?
Yes, there's definitely a context here. Human rights groups have already been raising flags about the use of digital surveillance tools, spyware, things like that in Thailand. So introducing a very visible robot doing mass facial scanning, well, it taps into those pre-existing anxieties.
Are there laws to manage this? Data protection rules?
Thailand does have a Personal Data Protection Act, the PDPA, but there are questions about whether it's really robust enough for this kind of AI-driven biometric surveillance. Issues like how long is this facial data stored, who gets access. The standard rules might not quite cover it.
Is there anything specific for AI coming?
There is a draft royal decree on AI that's been discussed, which might add more specific safeguards, but it's not law yet. So right now, it operates under the existing PDPA, which, as I said, some critics feel might have gaps when it comes to this tech.
It really forces you, the listener, to think about that balance, doesn't it? Enhanced security, potentially, versus this feeling of, well, being watched all the time.
It's a fundamental tension.
Yeah.
And it leads to the next big question. Is this robot just a one-off experiment, or is this where policing is heading?
Are we going to see more of these AI cyborgs or similar robots popping up elsewhere?
Well, it's definitely part of a trend. We've seen police robot experiments in other places. China, for instance, is often cited. Reports suggest their robots are sometimes more mobile, maybe interacting with the public, doing patrols.
So how does Thailand's Cyborg 1.0 compare to those?
Based on what we know, the Thai robot seems to be at an earlier stage. It's focused on static observation and data gathering. The Chinese examples often seem a bit more advanced in terms of autonomy and range of tasks, but, details can be hard to verify sometimes.
The argument for these robots is often about them being a force multiplier, right? They don't get tired, they can watch constantly.
That's the pitch, yes. Constant vigilance, potentially freeing up human officers for other duties. But we need to be cautious there.
Why is that?
Well, for one, this Thai robot hasn't actually been seen moving around independently yet. As far as reports go, it's stationary. And we've seen pilot programs for police robots in places like, say, New York City that were, well, let's just say they were underwhelming and didn't last long.
So the practical usefulness, especially if it's just standing there, might be limited.
It's a valid question. How much does it add beyond existing CCTV networks if it isn't mobile or interacting? We really need independent evaluations of how effective it actually is in these real-world situations, and we don't have that yet.
Which brings us right back to that core conflict. Making police potentially safer versus making the public feel less private.
Exactly. On one hand, you have the promise, weapon detection, spotting fights early, that could genuinely make big events safer for everyone, including the police officers themselves.
Fewer officers potentially walking into dangerous situations unprepared.
Potentially. But then on the other hand, you have this device that can track people using their face, maybe their clothes, body type, gender, constantly collecting data.
And that raises concerns about how that data could be misused, especially if there isn't tight oversight. The feeling of being constantly monitored is unsettling for many.
And we should probably acknowledge, neutrally, of course, that like any large organization, Thai law enforcement has faced allegations in the past. Things like corruption or misuse of power have been reported. Introducing powerful surveillance tech into that mix, well, it naturally makes people ask about safeguards against abuse.
It's a really tough balance.
Yeah.
So you, listening, have to ask, where do you draw that line? How much potential privacy are you willing to trade for a potential increase in security? It's not an easy answer. Okay, so let's quickly recap. Thailand's got this new AI Police Cyborg 1.0. It's stationary for now, but packed with sensors, 360 cameras, facial recognition, behavior analysis, weapon detection. The goal is safer public events.
But it immediately throws up these huge ethical questions. The big one is security versus privacy. How do we balance the potential benefits with the risks of constant surveillance, potential bias in the AI, or just errors?
And its actual effectiveness as a policing tool in its current form is still a bit of an unknown.
Right. It's a significant step technologically, but the societal and practical implications are things we're only just starting to unpack.
So here's something to leave you with. As this kind of AI gets more sophisticated and potentially more integrated into law enforcement everywhere, what are the absolute core principles we need to insist on? How do we make sure we protect both safety and our basic rights? This robot in Thailand, it feels like chapter 1 of a much longer story.